Hi guys, welcome back to the Be For Real podcast.
Hi guys.
Hi, how is everybody?
I'm good. I had a little bit of a rough start to the morning.
Oh, okay.
It's just my mood because that time of your cycle when it's about to come and your hormones are like raging.
Yeah.
That's me.
I get it. She's raging today.
Oh yeah, like there's no other few days of the month where I feel like this on edge. And when I woke up in the morning, our alarm rang and I'm like, I'm gonna need you to snooze that.
Just no.
Just literally no. And I had to kick myself out of bed and I just was like such in a bad mood for absolutely, guess what? No reason.
Yep. That's how it is.
That's how it is. I tried to start a fight with Joel for no reason. I apologize.
It's time to beef.
Yeah.
It's time to beef.
If I'm going to take it out on anybody, it's going to be him. Sorry, babe.
He sees it coming. He's like, oh, God.
Yeah. He's like, I'm just going to ignore you. But no, in all seriousness, you girlies know how it is. It's just that time of the month where your hormones are going actually crazy. And it's affecting me. It's just, I just know I just have to get through it. And tomorrow I know I'll feel much, much better.
There you go.
I mean, I'm great. I'm kind of past it. It was just this morning.
Yeah.
I had a spike in my hormones apparently. But yeah.
Spiky.
I've definitely seen better days.
Yeah.
Or better mornings.
Oh gosh. How's the rest of your week been?
My week's been great. I'm trying to now. Let's see what I did. Nothing sticks out to me in particular. So let me go through my photos.
We went for dinner on Sunday.
Oh yeah.
I kind of forgot about that, to be honest.
Me
it felt
too.
like forever ago.
It does. That literally felt like 3 weeks ago.
I know.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we went for Mexican on Sunday night. It was so yum.
Yeah, because you were I'm pretty sure in last episode you were like, oh, we have to go to this Mexican
and then
place
I was like,
together.
I'm just gonna make a plan because no one else will.
Yeah. Nope. True. And but I showed up.
And she showed up. She showed up and showed out.
Yeah, no, it was so good. And the next day I was like, oh my God, I'm craving it again.
Really?
And I was like, I kind of want to go, but I didn't.
I had one taco left, so I had it like the day after. I was like starving before dinner. I'm like, where's my taco?
Yeah, no, it was literally so good. Like I will be going back.
Absolutely.
I love Mexican food. Yeah, so that was great on Sunday. Oh yeah, over the weekend we threw a surprise birthday party for my younger sister Madison's boyfriends.
Right.
Yeah, which was really fun, but obviously we were up so late and the next morning I woke up and I'm like, whoa, am I hungover? No, because I didn't even drink, but I feel like shit.
Yeah.
And I woke up so late just because like whenever I go to bed late, my body still tries to get like 8 hours of sleep no matter when I go to bed.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to bed at 3, I'm going to be waking up at like 11 or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I just woke up so disoriented on the weekend. My weekend I feel like was a bit off because of that. Where it's just like it was crazy. And yeah, we had a huge like rainstorm this weekend.
Did we?
Well, it was like
I was like, I don't remember.
Well, maybe not a rainstorm. I think I'm over exaggerating, but it was rainy. What else did I do this week? Nothing crazy this week. It was the girls' birthdays. Tupi and Binu. Everybody say happy 1 year to Tupi and Binu.
Happy 1 year, Tupi and Binu.
Ugh, I love them so much. So yeah, I'm thinking about, maybe going to buy them a cake or something.
Cute.
Doing a little celebration for them because I know Binu will love to have cake.
Absolutely.
Just kidding, guys. I'm not actually going to feed her cake because I know people are going to come after me for that.
Cat cake.
Cat cake. I can make like a cake out of their wet food, like 4 minutes, like a cake, and like ice it.
And then put candles in it.
Yeah. Oh, and then like get them little hats, like little birthday hats.
There you go.
That would be pretty cute. Yeah, I don't even have many photos for this week, which means that I didn't really do much. So it was just normal in the routine. Hormones off balance a little bit. I don't know if I said this in the last episode. I may be repeating myself, but my Oura ring, me lifting my finger like this is my Oura ring.
Oh, wrong one.
My Oura ring, it basically was trying to tell me that I'm getting sick this week.
Yeah.
But I'm like, this happened to me last month too, when I was about to get my period.
I think I've heard people say that it thinks you're getting sick when you're about to get your period.
But like, does that not go to show that your body actually is going through it?
Yeah.
I had no idea
your levels are so off, it thinks you're sick.
It literally said major symptom radar. And I was like, oh, that's my period, because I never ended up getting sick. And this happened exactly at the same time last month where it told me that I was getting sick, but it was just my period coming on. And I asked my sisters, because they have an Oura ring too, and I asked them if they also got that for their periods, and they said no. So clearly my period is really intense.
Yeah.
Because my body literally is like, rest, you're getting sick.
Oh.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy, actually.
So it kind of makes sense how my hormones are actually going crazy.
Yeah. Jeez.
I know, it's rough out here. And even with my IUD, my period is still off and crazy. She's a crazy girl.
She needs to be tamed.
She needs to I tried to tame her. Clearly it didn't work as good as I thought it would.
She don't want to listen.
No. She's pushing through the roadblock. She is pushing through.
Exactly.
Anyways, that basically sums up my week. Nothing too crazy, but I guess I'm just like shocked how it's already the last couple days of February. Yeah. Where did it go? I have no idea.
I'm scared.
Like, did you see those TikToks where it was like, so the fact that January was 3 months and then no, the fact that January was 2 days ago, but then it's already March tomorrow, and then which means it's spring, which means summer is tomorrow, or something like that.
Pretty much. Yeah, January was the longest month ever, and then February flew by. That's for sure. I have a second that.
I genuinely have no idea what happened in February. Like, I just blacked out clearly. So
I know. I don't even remember.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, that's what's going on with me. What about you?
This week, I remember I told you guys last week I was having a bit of like car stuff going on. So yesterday I took my car to the shop to get my brakes done. I got like my oil change and my brake fluid and like a bunch of stuff done up on like the Sunday right after. And then the day after I started noticing like a lot more noises and my brakes were like really sounding off. So I'm like, okay, it's time for new ones. So I dropped my car off yesterday and then I went to go pick it up today before I came here. Yeah, and I had a nice little courtesy car. I was like, I didn't even want to give my car back because my car is like 15 years old. That sounds crazy. Like knowing that 2010 was 15 years ago.
If you were to tell me like, oh, my car's 2010, I'd be like, oh yeah, like 5 years old.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, it's not that old. Oh.
No. Oh, wait.
It's 2025.
Dang.
Yeah, I have like a newer engine, like it's only 5 years old, so like my car doesn't work as though it's 15. Yeah, it's good condition. It doesn't work as though it's 15 years old, but it was just nice to drive in like a brand spanking new car. I was like, ooh, I could get used to this. But we're back in the Jeep, so
back into it.
Tarps off for summer.
Yeah.
But yeah, so just pretty much just been dealing with that this week and then work and booked a trip to Vegas this week. Not for this week, but booked it.
Yeah, I just booked a last minute
Bye.
trip, guys.
See you. Leaving
You're like,
tomorrow.
I just can't do it with the weather. I'm leaving.
I can't do it. Yeah, so for next month, beginning of April. So after March.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so excited for
how
that. Long? Just for the weekend, like from like Friday night to Monday night.
Oh, that's like a little perfect weekend getaway.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. It'll be good. Vegas is a fun time, so it'll just kind of tie me over because it'll be, nice weather also there, so it'll just kind of tie me over a little bit to summer. Yeah, I normally like to do like a warm trip or Mexico or something in February, March, and it just didn't work out for this year. So I'm like, so we were like dying to book anything. So excited about that. And have you listened to Tate McRae's new album?
I listened to a few songs and I haven't been through the whole thing yet.
Yeah, you need to put that on a shuffle and really listen. It's so good. I love the whole album.
Yeah, I love Tate McRae.
It's really good. She's such an icon.
She is. She's so Britney Spears.
Coded.
Like the way that she can like fully dance.
Oh, yeah.
And she could fully sing.
Like, okay, Miss Double Threat. Like, I'm sure she could act too. Like, if she can act, Miss Double or
like,
Triple Threat.
Why could she do all that and then I can't dance or sing? Excuse me.
How come you get both and I get none?
I got the short end of the stick here.
That's so funny. Only for some of us Canadian gals we get to do the double trouble.
It's actually pretty cool how she's Canadian though.
No, I love that. Like, and especially knowing she's just from a small town. That's like if it was like us.
She's literally from Calgary.
Yeah, even smaller.
Like
than
that's like Vancouver is like huge compared to Calgary, isn't it? Or am I just
You're
tripping?
saying that and I'm like, I want to agree, but like I actually don't know for sure. So
okay, I don't know for sure either. I just would assume that because I know.
But it's a lot more of like a slower, like it's more out in the country.
Yeah, in Alberta.
Yeah, like we're by the coast, whatever. But yeah, like
it's not like Toronto. What I mean, it's like
but at the same time, I'm like, what else would she have to do there? Like I know she was like a crazy competitive dancer growing up, and I know like. I feel like when you grow up there and there's not a whole whack of stuff to do, like you just really indulge in on like your passion or whatever. Yeah. You know, to be like the hockey players will like go really hard and do so much hockey, so much dance or cheer, whatever it is. So yeah, good for her. I really want to go to her concert. It's in August, so I'm.
She's coming.
Yeah, so I'm gonna see if I can get like last minute tickets because obviously her show like sold out and it's very expensive and whatnot. So I'm like, if I can find last minute tickets, I'll be there.
I'll be there watching her dance.
See you, Tate.
See you Tate.
But
See
yeah,
you
no,
later.
this week, other than that, yeah, kind of a chill week again. Kind of just getting through the weeks right now.
It's almost like head down, get through the next.
Just working, like grinding, like keeping on track with like goals and whatnot, and just getting excited for some sun, some spring.
Joel and I started watching White Lotus.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you like it?
We are literally just like 1.5 episodes in.
Because the new season just came out, right?
Yeah, I had no idea Sydney Sweeney was in it. Did you know that?
New season?
No, like, well,
the whole show?
I don't know if she's in the new season, but like season 1, she's in it right now.
I didn't know.
Yeah, neither did I.
I only know that Theo James is in it because I love Theo James.
Oh, I didn't even know he's in it.
Oh.
I literally really did know nothing going into watching it.
Yeah.
But I've heard people being like, oh, you have to watch it, whatever, online. So I'm like, okay, let's just put it on and see. And I was like, Sydney Sweeney, what are you doing here? And there's there's a lot of known actresses and actors and actresses in it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this has to be good. I mean, so far it's like a weird vibe. I don't know. You just have to like see to know what I mean.
Yeah.
But it's like nothing I've ever seen before, really.
How far in are you? Like how many episodes?
Like 1.5 episodes.
Oh, okay.
So it just started.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just shocked to see there's so many like actors and actresses and stuff. So yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on that. But we're also watching with the new episodes of like Love is Blind that are coming out.
Oh,
have you been watching it?
Yeah, that's right.
Have you been watching it?
Oh, sorry, I didn't.
That's okay.
I didn't hear that's what you said. No, I normally will watch it, but like I'm not like waiting for the new season or anything. Like when I decide to watch it, I'll watch it. But it's one of those shows. I don't know why I'm such a person that like I hate like the end part of it. I only want to see the drama, and like once it's the wedding episodes, like the last season, I didn't even watch the weddings. I really didn't even care who got married. I just want to see the stuff that's like
before that.
It's like once they get out of the pods and they all interact with each other and then everyone sees each other, that's my favorite part, and then I don't care to watch anymore.
Well, yeah, because it just kind of goes downhill after that.
It pretty much does. You already know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, no, it's so true. Like you could predict it from a mile away, but I just love the interesting parts of like the reveal.
Yeah.
And then also like when like you said, when they meet everybody, and then
that's
it's
the
like
best part.
It's like seeing them all physically. It's like, oh, does that
and then other
like
people
that?
Start like crushing on someone else, and, like,
exactly.
people get super jealous because someone's talking to whoever, and you're like, yeah,
see,
it's juicy.
Yeah,
that's good. You got some good shows going on.
Yeah, no, it's a what's it called, a hibernation time right now, I guess, until the spring.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm so excited for the spring and the summer, and just gotta hold on for a bit longer, guys. We're almost there.
Me too.
We're almost there.
Well, spring is actually at the end of March, or the 21st.
Yeah,
23rd. 21st.
We're like a month away.
Yeah. So exciting.
Springing into spring. Okay, we're back. You didn't notice, but we just disappeared for a minute or two. Needed to recharge.
I was excited. Like, I got so tired, and I was like, I need an energy drink right now.
Yeah, her battery literally just went to 0.
Yeah.
But she's...
I went... Good night.
But now she's back with an Alani in her hand.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's almost like the like calmness of your house too. Like it's always so like just calm and cozy, and we come and like sit on the couch, and I sit on the couch, and I'm like, I could have a nap on this couch right now.
Yeah, no, it's the couch, I swear. And also it's like usually in a like typical studio, you're gonna have like big white lights.
Yeah.
What is more of an awakening than that?
True.
But yeah, in this little comfy cozy corner, what's waking us up here?
Sleepy vibes.
Yeah, anyways, I guess we can kind of get into today's episode topic.
Absolutely.
Which today we are doing fear and limiting beliefs, how to overcome them and step into your power, baby. I wrote down a couple notes that, look, literally I wrote down a bunch like
that's a lot of notes.
Points and stuff on my opinions, and you know, I feel like every single person on this planet deals with it, whether you know it or not. We all deal with limiting beliefs, and we have had them like been instilled in us since like growing up and stuff. I feel like it's impossible to not have any limiting beliefs if you've never overcame them. So anyways, I thought it would be a good topic to talk about today to help you guys out, because these can also just be super subconscious where you're not even like aware of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. I don't know. She said it all. I don't know what else to add to that. Yep, that's what it is.
It's okay, girl. You know, sometimes where it's like when you're in like a partnership duo, it's like sometimes like one person has to carry a little bit.
Yeah, she's carrying.
It's okay. Like, girl.
Oh my God, I don't know what else to add to that.
Yeah.
I'm just going to repeat what you said in a different font.
We've all been there. Been there.
There you go.
Okay, so the first pointer that I kind of wrote down was to, first of all, understand what fear is and what limiting beliefs even are. Fear is kind of just like a natural response to doing something out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
It's like not a bad thing though, because I feel like a lot of us associate fear with it being like a bad thing. And it's like, oh, if I have fear doing something, I shouldn't do it. But it's almost like you almost have to power through the fear and know that it's not actually a bad emotion. I mean, obviously in certain instances, I feel like fear can have a lot of different meanings. Like being fearful could be literally if you are something bad is happening and like you have fear in the moment, but then there's also the other side of that of fear where it's like fear can hold you back in certain situations, and it's just an innate response that we have to some things that we can't let get in the way, because it's easy to be fearful and then just to stay inside your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Limiting beliefs are subconscious thoughts that, again, keep us in our comfort zone. If you guys don't know what limiting beliefs are, let me like pull up a definition.
I was going to say you should pull up a definition so that way it's just kind of like,
yeah.
Okay, here's 100% what it is.
Let's see. Let's Google this. Limiting beliefs are thoughts that stop you from achieving your goals. They can be about yourself, the world, or how you interact with others. These beliefs often stem from past experiences, social conditioning, or self-doubt. That makes sense. I mean, an example of a limiting belief can be like, oh, I'm never going to have enough money to move out. That's limiting belief right there.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many, I feel like, that we could think of off the top of our heads. I mean,
there's so many that I feel like you experience and like hear all the time, like that are so common that people have naturally.
No, exactly. And it's like, I feel like every time I meet a stranger, sometimes it's like, I'm like, wow, since like I'm so aware of limiting beliefs now, and if I just like am talking to a new person in a new conversation, they'll like subtly like say so many limiting beliefs, and I'm like, no girl, like you actually can do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's something that like once you notice it, you can't undo.
Yeah.
You can't unsee it.
And I feel like it gets kind of intertwined with like insecurity as well. But a lot of, I feel like those limited beliefs are kind of like, you know, bestowed upon you from when you were younger. Mm-hmm. And then it kind of turns into an insecurity. Like it kind of just like unravels into more. I feel like especially on like the things that are like, oh, like I'm not good enough. I feel like things like those are like, I'll never be good enough, or I'll never be successful, or I'll never be able to like, you know, have I've out of breath trying to figure out what word I was trying to figure out. Hello. I literally was talking to my dad on the phone on the way here, and I kept saying like the wrong words, and I'm like, I can't speak right now. Sometimes I feel like my tongue just won't like keep up with what the words are coming out of my mouth, and like my tongue won't move fast enough, so then I start like slurring my words.
It's just one of those days. Yeah, no, that's okay. It's important to also like kind of go back into your past and be like, why do I have these limiting beliefs?
Yeah.
Where do they stem from? A lot of it is probably from our upbringing, because if you were never brought up with any limiting beliefs, then you would never kind of have that in your brain at all. Yeah. And it's so natural. It's like just growing up in this society, so many people are going to say different things, whether it was a teacher, your parents, like friends, whoever you were around are obviously going to affect your upbringing so much. And I feel like personally, a lot of my limiting beliefs in the past were from going through school, hearing what the teachers have to say, and like also like my parents, what they told us, money doesn't grow on trees. That's a limiting belief right there. Yeah. You gotta go to school in order to be successful. That's a limiting belief right there. Just like little things like that kind of have been instilled.
Also, I feel like one of the big ones that I hear a lot is like a normal like societal norm one, which is like we're never going to be able to like afford to move out, or you're never going to be able to buy a house. Like I feel like right now that's a really big one. People being like, oh, this generation is never going to be able to afford to buy anything in this economy. Like I feel like that's a huge one right now. That is very on trend for the economic state right now. But again, limiting belief.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, I get it. Like statistically, this is the most a house has ever cost in the history of inflation, whatever. I totally understand. Like factually, it is very, very expensive. Yeah. But to go out and put into the universe and say and express that you're never going to be able to afford to move out or buy a house, why would you say that? Like, why would you
say that?
Like, why, even if a 1-bedroom home costed $20 million, you should still never say that, okay?
Why would you say that?
Why would you say that? No, but it's true. It's like that saying where it's like it's just as easy to manifest $1 as it is $1 million. But the reason why we can't just manifest $1 million is because we don't believe that we can. Yeah. But we believe we could just manifest $1 because we hold no value to $1.
Yeah.
You know? And so it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, the limiting belief, it's a hard one because like they're really, I feel like, engraved in you. Like it's really hard to stop believing your limiting belief,
Yeah.
right? Like it's really hard. And I feel like there's even some things that like you don't even recognize. I feel like the first step is just realizing what exactly are your limited beliefs and like what those things are. Because if you can actually understand, be like, okay, that kind of is something that may not be true, or like I'm really limiting to myself. If you can at least weed out what is and what isn't, then you can then take the next steps to undo that, because it'll probably be very ingrained in your head if you don't even really realize that it is one of those limited beliefs.
That's a really good place to start, is to literally just recognize what thoughts you're kind of constantly telling yourself in certain situations. Like, for example, that house thing. Have you ever said that? Odds are probably everyone has said that, right? So write that down. That's one of your limiting beliefs. Then kind of look back, be like, okay, where did this stem from? Okay, it makes sense because my parents told me this, or my friends have told me this, or whatever. That's it. Then at least you're self-aware.
Yep.
Because being self-aware is so important, because then once those words roll out your mouth, you're going to realize and be like, oh shit, next time I'm not going to say that.
Yeah, self-awareness is like the first step to like almost everything. Like,
yeah.
Trying to figure out any of your own issues or like why you do things certain way. You just have to be self-aware, because if obviously you can't work on things if you don't know you're doing it.
I was going to say you can't fix anything if you don't know.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
I mean, as long as you become self-aware though, that's probably the hardest step to actually like overcome.
Yeah, and it's a big step.
And it's a big step, but like once you know, then you know.
And people don't like to also like acknowledge their flaws as well. So being able to acknowledge it and accept it and be like, hey, I, have this thing about myself that I don't like and I want to change, but like I acknowledge that I do that. Best first step.
Yeah. And like you could really go down two roads with this. Because, for example, using the house one as an example again, you can either be like, well, no, it's true. Like, I am never going to be able to afford a house. Like, it's true. And you could go down that route, or you can go down the other route being like, okay, yeah, well, I shouldn't be putting that energy out there anyways. Like, even if it's just through my words and stuff, like I shouldn't be putting that energy out.
Yeah.
And even just that is a really positive step in you heading on a positive, good direction,
Yes.
Okay. So the next step after, you become self-aware, which is the first and hardest step of them all, is to reframe your mindset. Just like basically build a new mindset around it, obviously. Challenge your beliefs and replace like you saying I can't with I am learning to. So sometimes it's hard to be like go from like a negative mindset all the way to a positive
0
mindset.
to 100. Yeah, that's a lot.
So it's like if you have problems doing that, just replace the I can't with I'm learning to make this more positive. Like it will come. And then if you just keep repeating that to yourself, like it will actually come naturally.
Yeah.
Just planting that seed is really, really important.
Plant the seed.
And also.
And water it.
Yeah, water it and give it sunlight.
Give it sunlight.
Yep.
Me.
I needed that right now.
Me.
And then also a good thing that you can also do to do that is try to think from your past experiences. Like try to go back and think of a time or multiple times that you have had a lot of fear going into a situation. Think of how that worked out for you, because it probably worked out great. Like it was good to take that leap, and that fear actually kind of lit a fire under your ass and made you do something, and then it ended up great. So like kind of go back in your past and try to dig deep and be like, what have I done in my life that kind of scared me at first, that I was uncomfortable with, and what happened after that? Because sometimes we don't really realize and recognize that stuff.
I have a really random example.
Okay.
And it's like literally this is like a physical fear scare, like a scared of heights kind of type thing.
Yeah.
But 2 years ago, I went to Whistler and we went ziplining on like the one zip line that's like the longest zip line in North America or whatever. And I remember, so I've done that zip line already like 10 years ago. Like I was probably like 13 or 14 when I did it. But when we went, I was like, oh my God, I was so scared.
Yeah.
And like I don't consider myself someone that's scared of heights, but then I'd be up really high and I'm like, wait, I'm kind of scared actually.
Yeah.
Like I don't think it's something that stands out. I think it's kind of situational.
Yeah.
Fear of heights. Like if I'm on a roller coaster and I go super high, I'm not scared like when I'm strapped in. But if I'm like standing at the edge of a building that's so high up, like yeah, I'm scared. Like I think it's situational.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember going to do that and I was like low-key really freaky out. I was like, I am actually so scared right now. But it was like one of those things that where I'm like, hey, I know I can do it.
Yeah.
Like, I fully know I can because I have.
Yeah.
And it's like, but in the moment you're like, I can't. I don't think I can. Like, I don't think I can do. But it's like, okay, the more you tell yourself, it's just making it worse. And like you're like hyping yourself up more to not do it. It's like you just gotta think realistically, like, and say that silly example of like going on a zip line. It's like, okay, think realistically. Can I walk over, attach myself to this, hold on, and just take a step forward? Yeah. Easy. Can I get over the fact that I'm scared as shit in my head? That's the hard part, right? It's all like
mental.
It's all mental. It's all worked up in your head. The physical stuff, it's like you can do that. It's not anything crazy. And even if it's something that, you know, it's just you trying to like bike 1,000,000 miles on your bike. It's like, okay, well, you know how to do 10 miles already. So why can't you just do it that many more? Like, you know what I mean? It's like you can physically actually do it. It's just your brain telling you can't. And you just got to be like, no, I actually know physically that I can do it. So what the heck?
Yeah.
Why am I thinking like that? And that's the thing, that it's just like, okay, first of all, I'm just scared. Okay, I'm just scared, but I'm gonna do it because I can. So let's just not be scared, even though that's easier said than done. But like you said, it's just kind of like acknowledging what it is and trying to think of like what makes you have that limiting belief. And again, like in life, I feel like money is like a huge one all the time, and you just got to figure out where that comes from. And wait, this is so random. When you were saying earlier that like money doesn't grow on trees, I had a vision of money growing on trees, but from Zoe 101, but then I realized that was like, wasn't it like plantain tree or something? Do you know what I'm talking about? Banana tree.
I slightly remember that, but
they did an episode where like fruits that shouldn't grow on trees were like growing on trees.
I slightly remember that.
It was like bananas or like plantains or something were growing on trees. I don't know, and for some reason I thought that it was money trees, but it's not.
That's funny. Yeah, no, our brains are an expert of talking us out of situations.
Yes.
That's why you can't let yourself spiral.
No.
Because that is where the fear mongers and likes to come in, sneaky sneaks.
It just makes it so much worse. And like you said, our brains love to like tell us stories and like make things scarier than they seem, or like you can't do it more than you can. Yeah. It's like we're our own worst enemy when it comes to, you know, making up situations and making a situation harder for ourselves.
Yeah. Like, don't let yourself get trapped in the 4 quadrants of your brain. Okay, come back to Earth, babe, and realize that we are on a floating planet in the middle of the universe, and nothing is that deep. Like,
just the ocean.
At the end of the day, yeah, just the ocean. Actually, we don't even know how deep that is. But yeah, it's like we are so scared of so many things, and we always let fear, I feel like, talk us out of things and hold us back. But I just always like to refer to the fact that just us being here on this planet and being able to experience this life, we should not be scared of doing anything, because we're so privileged to be here right now and to get to do these things, to get to do these scary things.
I almost feel like even just our existence is like scary. Do you know what I mean?
I know. Oh
like,
my
it's
God.
Like, what are the odds that you're alive right now?
No, I can't let myself go down that rabbit hole, because I will, like, I'll spiral about that.
Yeah, that's just another insane thing to think about. Like,
yeah,
it's just like all of history and time is a crazy thing to think about. The fact that apparently there were dinosaurs at one point, like, huh?
It's actually it's probably the most insane thing ever.
Yeah.
And so that's the one thing that I will never let myself think too deep about, because I have before.
Yeah.
And I just get like in such a weird headspace, and I'm like,
I just want answers.
I'm like, what?
Give me the answers.
Yeah.
Why the hell was that happening?
But unfortunately, we don't have any tangible answers, really.
No.
The fact that we're just here,
I want to go to a dinosaur museum, a real one.
Where do they have those?
I don't know. I think they do in Alberta.
Oh, let's go to Alberta.
Let's go to Alberta. Let's go to the
Let's
go to Tate McRae's house. Yeah, it's just crazy even just thinking about it, and the fact that like I don't know, like there's so many things. You know what? Let's stop right now, because that's just another like crazy topic. But yeah, there's so many things that if you really think about it, it's like, how can you have limiting beliefs when there was literally like dinosaurs at one point?
But this is why, guys.
Like, this is like, it's crazy.
And to put that on another level, it's like all of us care so much about money and stuff. It's like, how is that shit even relevant in the grand scheme of things?
Yeah, it's not.
It's like,
it's just a now thing.
It's just a now thing. I feel like money holds so much fear, and it like people literally revolve their whole lives around it and whatever. But it's like, Oh my God, take the blinders off.
It's so crazy, yeah, and it just like it's so like set up to be like the amount of money you have is like the amount of like a happy and like a good life you have is like the way society is set up. Like, you know, you live so much better and you have a better life than all these people that are millionaires. And if you're like poor people, but it's not, it's like that's again limiting beliefs. It's like you create your own happiness and you create your reality, and obviously like there's tough situations. Like everybody goes through their own shit no matter how much money everyone has. Like whatever you want your life to be, like you're gonna make that. And if you want to have a happy good life and just have this good mentality, you're gonna make that. Like no one else is gonna do that for you, and no money is gonna like, do you know how many people that are millionaires unfortunately unalive themselves because they're so unhappy? Like money, no, it does not buy happiness. It can buy
temporary
satisfaction, but as a whole life happiness, absolutely not.
Yeah, no. And in order to be happy, you have to be fulfilled.
Yeah.
And money doesn't fulfill you. Money is just a bonus in life, and
it's like a placeholder.
Yeah. Money could definitely solve problems.
Yeah.
But it can't necessarily bring you that happiness, that true fulfillment can.
Yeah, it can't buy you the true, pure feeling of happiness in your soul.
No, exactly. That is a whole other topic.
Yeah.
In itself, just living life, honestly.
Yeah.
But to put this all into perspective, basically, it's actually kind of insane that we hold so much fear and limiting beliefs when nothing is really that deep in this life. It's like we're here to have a good time.
I want to read that book again. I think I will. Oh, I have to admit something, guys. I
already know what you're gonna say. I already know what she's gonna say.
I literally looked at the book this morning and I'm like, should I read one sentence so that way I can pretend that I read?
That is crazy.
But then I was like, no, I gotta be for real, and I didn't.
No,
I didn't read it. I literally put the book out like 5 times and I kept just like moving it out of the way and then like doing what I was doing.
She puts it like on her pillow, and then when she's going to bed, she's like, oh.
No, I literally put it on my bed and then I come home and put it back on my dresser.
That is no.
But I'll try again. I do feel like I want to read that one because it's like you don't have to read it through and through, beginning to end. You can kind of pick up wherever.
Yeah.
So I feel like that'll be a good one to like get back into. But I do want to read Verity. Like I did put it out to read it.
Yeah.
But do you know how fast that week went by? I was like, why do I feel like I had no time when I was sitting around ready to read?
No, I'm telling you, February.
Like, that was so fast.
February has gone by so fast.
God. It's just crazy how like we get so caught up about like all these little things. And I feel like now being someone who like, you know, we have our podcast and we're like telling people these things and giving advice and stuff. And then I'll have my moments where I'm like freaking out about shit. And I'm like, I literally tell other people not to. Like, I need to stop.
Like, take your own advice.
Like, take my own advice. Yeah. Or I'll be like, you know, mad about a minor inconvenience. And I'm like, Talia, like, no. Like, you literally tell people not to do that. And I'm like, you're right. Like, listen to my own advice and I'll stop. Like, you know, even with my car issues, and like I was getting upset to my mom the other day because there was just like so many things that I was just like stressing out and annoyed about. Then I was like, but you know what? There's bigger fish to fry, so it's whatever. Like, you know, my organs are working, my body's intact, I am safe, I'm breathing. It's fine. It'll work itself out.
I almost see these little things in our lives that happen, like your car breaking down, stupid little things like that, as distractions that take our mind away from like the true meaning of life, because we're like hyper focusing on like some negative things. And money's a distraction. So many things are actually distracting us from what we're supposed to be doing here and what's going to bring us fulfillment, what's going to bring us true happiness. And it's like this society as a whole, the way it's set up, it teaches us to go chase things. It teaches us to go chase money, to constantly be in the rat race, etc., etc.
Like, you can't just be happy in the moment. Like, there's always something you have to be out trying to get.
Yeah, there's always something you got to do. There's always, I don't even know. There's always something to do in this society that you have to quote unquote worry about and whatever. But guys, when it comes down to it, nothing is that serious, and just us being here, like we said, is a blessing. And
it's insane.
It's insane.
And I really feel like in the time of just the world we're in 2025, having fear of also let's say another one is like trying new things, you're scared to step out of your comfort zone. I feel like now is the ultimate time. Like, some of the shit people are posting on the internet, doing out there, like, people really don't be caring what other people think. And sometimes it's like, maybe you should a little bit, like just a tiny bit, because people be doing crazy things that are really questionable. So really, just F it. Like, just say F it. Like, I don't care. Like, Nike, just do it. Like,
Yeah, no, I came across this video that
why not?
Was a girl like sharding on the toilet, and I was like, she did not just post that.
Yeah,
Like she did not just post that.
Who cares?
Yeah,
like freaking Bad Baby and Alabama Barker are beefing right now. Have you seen that?
No.
Yeah, they got some crazy beef.
That's so crazy.
Like, that's what the internet is concerned with right now. Like,
but it's like, do you see all these things are just distractions?
It's literally just distractions. Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's actually crazy. Like, it's so funny because I know that if I never conquered my fear or limiting beliefs on my deathbed when I died, my soul,
you'd be pissed.
I think that when we die, we're gonna, like, our souls are really gonna realize and be like, well, obviously because they're all knowing and whatever, but I think we're really gonna realize and be like, oh my God, this life is literally just a game. Mm-hmm. Like, I should not have been scared of anything because it is just a literal game. Like,
yeah,
meaning it's like, just play your cards right. Like, but what I mean by that is, like, just do you
just play them how you're dealt them.
Exactly.
Like, you're given the cards, so like play them how you wanna is kind of,
yeah, it's like, that's almost like my worst fear is like being on my deathbed and dying and then realizing that I didn't live up to my full potential because of fear holding me back.
Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I'm gonna go do something crazy then.
Yeah, so this is your sign to do the thing. Okay?
True, because when you really think about it, like, I'd be pissed.
Right? Like, think about how pissed you would be if you didn't actually do everything you wanted to do in this lifetime. No, like, because of stupid fear.
If I literally died tomorrow, like, I'd be so upset. But at the same time, like, I wouldn't. I'd be really fulfilled with my life, but there'd definitely be things I could pick out and be like, fuck.
Yeah.
Wish I did that.
Yeah.
But, you know, so just try and live every day. And obviously, like, that's not always attainable 24/7. Like, I know people are struggling with a lot of things, and that doesn't mean at all times you can really be cheery, number one, like, nothing can stop me, like, at all times. I totally understand that. But really just trying to tap into that as often as you can to just keep you knowing that you have unlimited options and unlimited success in life. And really, you can do anything that you want. And if you need a reminder, just, like, think about the, like, cave people back in the day. Yeah. You know, like, they did some crazy stuff out of, like, rocks and trees. Yeah. I don't know if that was so random. That just came to my head. But, like, think about that time. We have Teslas and, like, robots and iPhones that unlock from your face. You know what I mean? Like, as in technology and the way, like, society and everything has changed so insanely different. Even just the time from when my great grandma was alive, seeing literally the war to now, that just shows that, like, humans can do anything we put our minds to. So literally just look at, like, successful, just even, like, search up someone who's, like, super successful in life and look up their story and be like, how did they get there? Because a lot of the time these people don't start from shit. Like, the people that are, I mean, obviously stories are different, but it's like the people that are, like, you know, created electricity, like Thomas, whoever, like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like a lot of those people, especially, like, the older times, like, those people kind of came from nothing a lot of the time. Not every time, but I don't know. I feel like even these days, like, people that are really successful, like, entrepreneurs and stuff, if you look up their stories, and, like, I feel like a lot of the people that have, like, not a great start or, like, a really normal, like, relatable start to people, it's, like, very inspiring to see that, like, you can do that as well if you need some inspo.
Yeah, like,
don't be looking at, like, Hailey Bieber, like, oh, how did she get her start? Like, she was a nepo baby, which I wish I was, but
which, to be clear,
but our stories are not the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, exactly. And just realize, like, take full accountability, guys, because you have to realize that the only person at the end of the day who's really holding you back is yourself.
And you're being so selfish doing that. Yeah. Like, we need to be selfish in life, but don't be selfish where you, like, limit yourself from having a better life than, because you know you deserve better and you know you can do anything. This is how you know I got energy from this drink, because suddenly I'm like talking.
I'm like, okay, you're carrying, go
She's
ahead,
like,
girl.
Oh, go ahead,
yeah, go ahead, the mic is yours.
So you know I've awoken.
That's how you know the energy drink is energy.
Yeah, the passion came through.
The passion.
But yeah,
I'm gonna see.
Let's see if she has a good point before we keep just saying, like,
before we keep just talking out of our ass.
Me.
One thing that I wrote down here is, like, you actually, like, kind of have to take action on this, and, you know, a really great thing to do is surround yourself with people who challenge and inspire you.
Yes.
Because if you're surrounding yourself constantly by people who still are holding on to their limiting beliefs and stuff, it's like, what good is that going to do for you and your mindset going forward?
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times, like, the people we hang around are the people who we become like, the people who,
Yes.
you know, we take advice from.
Yeah.
And so if you're surrounding yourself with people who are negative Nellies and just have so many limiting beliefs, if you go to them to ask for advice on something, what do you think they're going to tell you?
Yeah. You're going to leave discouraged.
Exactly.
And you and I are we feel very strong about that. Like, your environment, the people you hang around, like, those are the people that are either going to lift you up with them or they're going to bring you down with them. So choose wisely who you also talk to certain things about.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of the time it's really important too to like protect your energy.
Yeah, people want to evil eye you.
They do.
People don't want to see you succeed sometimes. So you got to be really confident in who you're sharing, especially like goals or things that maybe you do like have kind of limiting beliefs, but you're trying to like open up. And then if you like, you know, shoot off some ideas at the wrong person and then they totally like knock you back down, not ideal. So just be wary where you put your energy for certain things like that.
Yeah, and that's when you know, like, when you have to stop seeing certain friends, certain people. That's when you know that you are growing and expanding as a person. Because that just goes to show right there that it's like you are clearly not aligning with them anymore, which is actually like a good thing, because that means you're growing as a person. And when you're growing comes growing pains. Therefore, like, a lot of people and things in your life aren't going to be able to match you when you start growing. But that's a good thing. Like, losing friends that I did in the midst of my journey, it's like it was all meant to be, and it all just happened because we weren't in alignment anymore. Looking back on it now, I can really see that. And now I'm surrounded by people who, you know, are aligned with me more and that don't bring me down, which is essentially how you want it to be. Even if that's just like a few people, it's better to have just like a core group of people, you know, that are in your life inspiring you and stuff than 15, 20 friends that are not really doing anything for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also, it's like, if you don't know where to meet people, if you know, are not getting inspired, or if your friends are not having any good benefit to your life, look up like maybe some, like, I don't know, wellness events in your city or something. Because I feel like a lot of like-minded people will go to things that you like. I don't know if it's like a wellness event, or I don't know. I know they have like a lot of those types of things in downtown Vancouver. Yeah. So maybe even just like joining something like that, if you need like that extra exterior like motivation and uplifting people, like,
or even just starting a new hobby, in the sense of like an outdoor hobby, not outdoor, but like outside of your home hobby. Like, even if you just start going to like a pottery place and you take pottery classes, it's like you might meet some like-minded people, like-minded people in that environment. Could be an idea as well.
Yeah, no, exactly. Just putting yourself up there. And what I actually did realize is community is like really important. Mm-hmm. Because when you're alone, a lot of the times you can really tend to get in your own head and feel isolated. And sometimes it's not a good thing to always be alone. Like, yes, it's good to be in your grind era. It's good to be working on yourself. Like, I feel like there's eras where you're going to go in and out of that and whatever. But at the end of the day, it's like, it's so important to have a community that you're surrounded by, even if that's just 2 people. It's so important to have those people that you can lean on in times of like despair or darkness. If you need advice, if you need like a push of motivation, it's really good to have people in your life that can hold you accountable and help you.
Yeah, I find also too, like, you never realize how many people you'll relate to. Like, let's just say like whatever you're feeling is, you know, you kind of keep it inside all the time, but then you'd bring it up one time, or maybe someone else even brings it up first, that they're feeling that way, and you're like, oh, like, I'm not the only one, like, other people feel like this too. Just to be able to bounce like other things off of other people like that, I always think that's a good idea. Obviously, in certain situations, like we said, like, some people might not be the right fit for things that, you know, you're trying to like grow on, or like you think they're not really gonna agree with it. But at the same time, like, maybe something that they might not agree with, they might see that is better for you in a way. Mm-hmm. So it could be kind of double-edged sword with that. Like, it could be, you know, maybe you're trying to open up to something that actually maybe might not be the best fit for you. Mm-hmm. And someone else can kind of see that. But yeah, I think just being able to be like open and yeah, really honestly, just to kind of like sum that up, as we've said, acknowledge exactly what you're feeling that you have limited beliefs on, or you think that you can't do, you can't achieve, you're scared of. So once you've acknowledged that, then you can kind of see where the root of that comes from, to at least try and get a better understanding, and then you can kind of try and like debunk it, you know what I mean?
Like, know that you're not alone in feeling that way. Like, you didn't just come up with these limiting beliefs on your own. So
they're engraved into your head somehow. So like, as long as you can acknowledge, that wasn't you kind of doing that, then you can hopefully be able to get it out of there. Get it out of there. Yeah. And then just start to slowly just work on that, and just to at least tell yourself better, and not, I can't, or this won't happen. Like, just try and work on bettering that. Like you said, plant the seed, water it, give it some sunlight, and eventually she will be a beautiful little plant. A little flower one day.
Yes, blossoms.
You will bloom.
You will bloom in spring.
You will
bloom.
You will bloom.
At the end of the day, guys, like we already said in this episode, it's like life is too short to let limiting beliefs and fear get in your way of doing what you want in this lifetime. And if you're gonna have one fear in life, let it be this, that you were gonna let fear get in the way. You know?
Yeah.
Right? Because you're always going to wonder what if you don't do.
The what ifs are scary.
The what ifs are so much scarier than anything else, in my opinion. Because we're only here for a limited amount of time. So while you're here, let's make the most of it and do what you want to do.
Yes.
And I promise you, the universe will reward you for that, and you will attract and receive abundance in many ways, different ways.
I have another example. I would just want to say, like, before we started this podcast, that was definitely something that I was afraid of for many, like, reasons and different beliefs, and not so much, like, limiting beliefs, but more just, like, a fear. Oh, I guess it kind of is, but it was, like, a fear of, like, it was, like, a what ifs kind of fear.
Yeah.
What ifs from starting this, but now look at the situation, like, in the time we're in now with it. It's been so good, and I feel so, like, comfortable now, and it was kind of like, okay, that was really stupid.
Yeah, it's like,
to think that.
Why were you so scared?
Why was I so scared?
Yeah.
Right? So it's just even a small example. But yeah, take this as your sign to start something new that you've been scared of. Just do it.
Yeah.
Kick the can, girl. You can do it.
Yeah, literally just do it. That's the best advice I could probably give anybody.
Yeah, me too.
Is
just do it.
Just do it, girl.
Stealing it from Nike.
You got this. Yep. Sorry. We get sued.
Yeah. Slam us with the suing.
Yeah.
With the suing.
The suing.
Brain is not engaged right now.
Anyways, I guess that kind of wraps up this week's episode.
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoyed it. We definitely enjoy chatting with you guys every week. It's so much fun.
Yes.
And we will be back. Don't you worry.
Next week.
Be back next week.
Next week, our plan is whatever to do more of like a trending kind of topic, or like kind of just what's going on, something more seasonal. So if you guys have also any ideas of like something you've seen trending for next week, let us know. If there's any sort of topic we want us to touch on that people have been talking about, we'd also love that too. So if you have any ideas, leave them in the comments below. You know the drill. Yeah, we'll be reading them. Anyways, with that being said, thank you guys so much for listening or watching. Make sure you check us out on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, all of the platforms. And if you are feeling fun, you can leave us a review on your podcast platform. Oh yeah. Give us a good 5-star rating. Yep, the golden 5 stars. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. 5 out of 5. Thank you. We won't accept anything less. We're like, be honest, but only if it's 5 stars. Yeah. If then not, then you just don't. Just ignore that. Just ignore that. Yeah. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching or listening to today's episode, and we will see you in our next one. Bye. Bye, guys.